I got this row, finally completely. Look at some of these onions though. I want to get you in here for a sec. These are the biggest onions I've ever grown. They are fantastic. There's a few all the way across. We have the artichokes. They're beautiful. We have some beans. And then I did get all the carrots pulled out of here. They were fantastic. Gave it a little rake. No more weeds. How beautiful. Here's our snap peas. We'll grab a couple of these as snacks for Aaron. I saw another one. Here we go. Here we go. Beautiful. There's a bunch of them. Welcome to Modern Homestead, Alaska. I'm Jessica.
I'm Aaron.
And we have a huge, exciting project ahead. This massive row of garlic is getting pulled today. Welcome to our homestead. If you've been with us for a while, we would just like to thank you for showing up time and time again. You mean the world to us. Oh my gosh, I looked down and there's a huge pumpkin or squash of some sort. I'll show it to you later. Anyway, if you are new around here, let us introduce ourselves. I'm Jessica, that's Aaron, like we said in the intro. This is our working modern homestead in South Central Alaska. And this is our garden. We share our garden, we share our life. We're literally building this homestead from the ground up. You hear the chickens in the background. There may be a cow mooing right over there. And we also share all of our hunting, fishing, and different adventures with you. We hope that you stick around.
Different one.
That is a different one, huh? Is it starting to open?
Yeah.
That's bad. We do have to get these pulled. I'm gonna link a video from last year. I literally have it in my pocket playing as we move along because I documented what varieties of garlic are where. So I'll put this in the description. Yeah, because you should be on like your third kind.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, perfect. So here's what's happening. This is hard neck garlic, obviously. It has the hard neck. Hard neck garlic sends out a shoot, and we cut that off for something called garlic scape. And then you and I made 2 recipes with the garlic scapes. We made a pesto, and then we also made a garlic scape salt, which was Aaron's favorite salt until I made him the jalapeno salt. Now he puts jalapeno salt on everything. And so as he's going along harvesting the garlic, he's just dusting them off, and we're going to do a good dust job when we let these dry. So what you look for is for 3. So there was a leaf here that died 2 and up to the 3rd. Well, the reason we're harvesting it is other than this little strip here, all the rest of the garlic really is died back. And then he just found, how many heads did you find opened up? 1. So far he's found 1 head that's starting to open up. This is not what we want to happen. So now it's wanting to grow other little garlics, and I may use this one as it's opening up as next year's garlic harvest. So it's so exciting though, because they are so much bigger than I thought. They are beautiful. Let me get you in there to look at them. Let me see. Is that soil hard to dig in? What do you got?
Got it. Good stuff.
Maybe run that down the walkway a little bit. There you go. Oh, you ran into a different kind.
Yeah, I know, I see it. You can see how the size of them are smaller.
Yeah, they do totally change, huh? All right, Aaron handed me anything that is flawed, which has been 2 heads so far. He almost in quick time. I was like, whoa, I have to make a whole video out of this. He is so fast. The dirt is fantastic. I cannot say enough good things. We really invested in really good organic garden soil and compost from a company called Susitna Organics up here in Alaska, and it has been the best garden investment, and that is the soil. Getting the garlic out of here, it's going to be a little easier for me to come along. I need to weed this heavily, and then any of the onions that are going to seed, this onion's going to seed, I'm going to pull those this week and use those in making the zucchini relish, because I need some onions, and then any of them that are still growing, we're gonna dig them out like we did in the other bed and let them just kind of get the biggest bulbs possible. But the garlic, our plan is to dust this off, and then it all needs to dry out. Hi, buddy. You don't have very many of those. Parisian Star is what you're pulling right now.
Yeah.
And then the next one, it's purple. I think it's Glazer, but it could be Glacier. I'm not sure. I think it has a Z. The purple one. So you don't like either one of those?
I don't know, maybe. If they're strong garlic, but like, I mean, look how little the heads are. Like,
Right. They just don't produce a big head of garlic.
That's all I'm getting at.
Gotcha. Called
Look how
Music and then Montana.
Look how small they are.
Oh, I know, because I take them in sometimes.
That's all I'm getting at.
Okay.
I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm just saying you grew all these and really good soil. I thought they'd be bigger than what they are.
Right.
Brand new shoot.
Oh,
You're
that's
right. They're
crazy.
starting all over again.
Oh, that's nuts. Let me grab my knee pad. Oh, here's another one.
There's probably gonna be a few little ones.
Yeah.
Look up high too towards the onions, because I might have thought, well, that might be an onion and I left it.
Right. I'll just pull out the grass.
You have onions clear down here.
Well, I accidentally pulled an onion.
Huh?
I accidentally pulled an onion. Trying to pull the grass.
Nothing? The onion?
That section didn't grow.
Didn't make it?
No, it didn't grow, and so I grew little green onions in there. And then when I was planting the onions, I planted the onions after the garlic.
Those are onions? Yes.
Yeah, after the garlic started coming up, I came through, and then that's when I planted the onions, right? And so if there was a section of the garden that didn't, you know what I mean, didn't have anything, I just threw onions in it. So I got this whole side, weeds pulled. I got this whole side done, weeds pulled. The garlic is stacked up. I'm gonna show you that. And then I just now, after working my way through, the fact that the onion tops are kind of flopped over, it does mean I need to kind of pull these onions. I just wanted them to get a little bit bigger. I just wanted some bigger onions. But what I'm realizing is it's better to pull them and have them nice and healthy and able to store them for a long time than it is to let them become mushy and lose the onions. So it's disappointing, but it's also going to make my life in cleaning this entire huge garden row up, it's going to make my life a little bit simpler. So we're going to now just kind of rake up and then pull the onions out as well. So welcome to the massive harvest of one row. So what I'm gonna do is, there was only 2 varieties of garlic on the side of the bed that I am on right now. And then I have my label here for the onions. So I'm gonna pull them out. I'm gonna keep the label with them and then try to figure out how I'm gonna dry all this in a way where I can know what to try and replant next year, and then what really isn't worth my time. So this variety of onion is called Patterson, and I honestly think had I not buried them too deeply, which I didn't know any better. I'm a terrible onion grower. But these turn out amazing this year in comparison to everything I've ever done the first 2 years. So my 3rd year, at least I have some onions that we're going to be able to harvest. And that's better than the years past. So just make a stack of onion. Oops. This right here is a scallion that I missed, and it is flowering, and there was a little bee on it earlier, and so I left it. I'm wondering what the seeds will look like and if I could maybe save some of them. So I left the one scallion. We'll try and work around it. If we can't, we can't. No big deal. Oh. I only have about 1/4 of the onion and garlic bed left to clean. Still finding onions. Okay, I went and checked the weather app. It is going to rain at 6 in the morning. It's 8 o'clock at night now. I'm super tired, but I need to label some of this garlic. So what happened is, here's what there is. There's a Russian red, a German white, Parisian star, Montana, and purple glazer. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those 5 varieties are huge in comparison to the others, with the exception of it's either Romanian red or chestnut red, and then music. Anywho, we have too many. I should have kept better organization and like put markers in the garden. We'll totally do that next year. But what we see here is, I'll show you. All of these bulbs were grown in Alaska. And when I ordered the seed, I thought it was 6. Because each head was like $6-7 or more. These are hardneck varieties that were grown here. We bought them locally in Anchorage, and when Aaron picked them up, I was mortified. So for the same price that I paid for those heads, I got all the rest of this garlic that you will see. So what I think needs to happen is these varieties that were already grown in Alaska, the reason they're so much bigger and they're same varieties as what the smaller ones are, is I think because they were grown in Alaska, I had, you can see it now, way less issues, way less yellowing early, way bigger bulbs, way bigger stalks, much healthier garlic than what I got from something that came from the lower 48. And I believe it really has to do with there's not many places in the lower 48 that could even somewhat compete with what an Alaska winter is like. We lived in Colorado. That's where Aaron and I met. That's where our children were born. Colorado is kind of home to us. And, you know, even though it gets super cold there, what happens in Colorado is it'll snow and then the snow will kind of melt off. What happens here in Alaska is you get snow, it never melts off. You get snow on top of that. You get snowpack that's super, super deep. All of that is completely different, and I don't think you can emulate that in the lower 48. And so I think what has to happen is we really need to continue harvesting and then replanting these versions that are great garlic, but they were already grown in Alaska. They're already adapt to the temperatures here in South Central. And so I am going to make sure and super label these. The way I'm going to do that, I'm going to write the names of each one, and I'm just going to twine them together and move all of it into the woodshed. That's the best I can come up with at 8 o'clock at night. I'm kind of tired, but it's all cleaned. It's done. I'll come and check for weeds throughout. There's a bee again. Oh, where did you go? There's a honeybee somewhere that is just loving this one flowering chive. And then the other thing I left is this parsley. This is the plant that has no label, but it's some sort of squash or blue pumpkin or something. Beautiful. Then the marigolds at the end, and that's it. That's all that's left in this giant bed here. Small pile. Those are, oh, I found some more yellow onions. Those are the purple variety. More garlic, garlic, and the rest of the chives, or shallots. Sorry, shallots. More. Insane. It's an insane amount of garlic. But truthfully, what I have there, if I just sacrificed and regrew that, I could grow the same amount, only bigger next year. Good morning. We got Aaron helped me get all the garlic and onions into, part is in the garage and part is in the woodshed. And of course, Alaska does not disappoint. It is raining, but I have to do some work in the coop. It's first thing in the morning. And kid you not, when I came out here, even the chickens were quiet. I've now aroused them. The cow is laying over there. She's bedded down. All of the bunny, like everything was still and quiet, and you can just hear the drizzle of the rain. But as soon as you walk into the coop, it turns into a whole different story. Okay, friends. Let's get started. We'll see if we can get this done. I just want to clean up in here and get a little bit of fresh bedding. I throw all of this old bedding out there. It's rained so much it turns into a mud hole. I hate that for the chickens. And so all of the wood shavings and chips, they kind of either absorb the moisture or they kind of wick it away. Either way, super helpful. My back is screeching at me from the garden work yesterday. And so we're going to see if we can just get this cleaned out. Let me start here. For the most part, we're done inside. I'm going to put down some new bedding. I have spent the time to just kind of assess and hear what needs to be taken care of. And in the month of September, our plan is to really button up outside projects, such as Peaches' barn needs to be finished painted and the trim done there. The flooring is failing in here, not so terribly that we're having issues with the subflooring, but I didn't glue down, I don't think, properly the laminate flooring that's in here, or the linoleum flooring, not laminate, linoleum flooring that's in here. And so it peels up and there's issues. We just want this building, it's a 16-foot by 16-foot insulated, finished outdoor building for the chickens, and we really want this building to last a super long time. So in September, that's the plan. Come in, we're going to scrub everything down, touch up paint, replace the flooring. I'll show you in here. Because we're going to be replacing all the flooring, if you can see it over there, in just a couple weeks, I'm not going to do a ridiculous amount of wood shavings. We do a lot in the winter time because we do a deep bedding method here, but I need to protect the floor before we do another deep bedding. So I'm only going to do a little bit, just enough to absorb the pee and the poop, and then give them something to lay eggs in. See, they like to dig holes along the fence line, and then that's where they dust bath. This is a ton of wood chips that we've added out here. And then just spread it all out. It keeps... I dumped Peaches' water and rinsed out her big stock tank here. I got the cow. That's Peach. My little Jersey, my mini Jersey. Yeah, I have all of today's chores done. The rabbits are fat and happy. The cow is fat and happy. The chickens are fat and happy. Everyone's fat and happy around here. So, with that, I'm gonna end today's video because I have a birthday party to go to. Our little dog Blue turns 1 and his mom, my daughter Cody, is throwing him a ridiculous birthday party. So we have to head off to Anchorage here shortly. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I might include some clips of Blue's birthday at the very end, so hang out just a second. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed it. I will take you along as we actually hang the garlic and get it going. We're just gonna let it dry out for a couple days so we can dust all of it off, and it's still absorbing nutrients from the stalks and the roots. Then we'll cut all that and take care of that in the next couple of days. And then the onions have to get laid out to cure as well. We'll take you along for everything. So I hope you choose to stick with the channel. You can do that by hitting the subscribe button, ring the bell, you'll get notification. Thumbs up and comments all help our channel to grow. Not only that, I do hope, I'm just out here in the peace and quiet, it's sprinkled on and off. I hope you find something to be grateful for. I do hope that you are blessed and that you have a fantastic, fantastic week. With that, I'll see you tomorrow's video. See you soon. What are you doing, Peach? What are you doing? Happy birthday to you.
My dog.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Blue.
I'm not. All right.
Go, Blue. Sit. He doesn't like it, that's so big. Lay down. You're sweet. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Groove, lay down. Go.
Groot. Come share it. Oh man, he'll start chopping when Groot comes over.
What is that? Birthday food.
Hazel?